Today, we got one of the three big techniques in the Street Fighter universe. Helping create the legendary phrase, "You must defeat Xinglong to stand a chance," the Shoryuken, and we are going to go over the technique. So, let's get into it. Takashi Nishiyama devised Shoryuken, also known as the Rising Dragon Punch and simply Dragon Punch, and it was Hiroshi Matsumoto's idea to make the move impenetrable. It was a continuous assault in the original Street Fighter that included an uppercut that crushed the opponent's jaw followed by a knee kick. If all three hits connect, the opponent will be knocked unconscious. According to certain reports, it involves the fist-knee-elbow since the move hits 3 times in the original Street Fighter. This is also seen in the Shin Shoryuken versions of Street Fighter 3 and Street Fighter 6. Metsu Shoryuken includes a knee kick following the initial uppercut to the jaw. Shoryuken is an assassination technique invented by Gutetsu in the game's narrative. The notion that the move is illegal stems from a 1993 Kenzaki manga in which Guken prevents his students from utilizing it unless they have no other choice. When Guken first appears in Street Fighter 4, he exclusively employs Shoryuken as part of a super combo called Forbidden Shoryuken. The move is a jumping uppercut in which the user spins upwards with some horizontal movement, pushing the opponent to the ground and dealing damage. It is executed by moving the stick forward, down, and then down forward, often referred to as a Shoryuken motion or a DP motion. The Shoryuken is primarily an anti-air maneuver. With some practice, though, it is feasible to use it to counterattack practically any move. The user is fully open to attack when they fall back to the ground and for a split second after landing as a result of this. If the Shoryuken strikes the opponent at the deepest point of impact, when the user is still standing on the ground, it deals significantly greater damage. Even against airstrikes, experienced players would frequently wait until the last possible second before using the move as a counter. The Shoryuken is virtually fully unstoppable when rising in the Street Fighter II series, which means it can pass through projectile attacks, potentially striking the recipient while delivering them. Its invincibility is mainly abolished in later games in the series, although the Shoryuken still has a massive hitbox and will often beat out most other attacks. The move was initially used by Ryu and Ken in the original Street Fighter video game. After them came Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo's Akuma. It was applied in the Alpha series by Sakura and Dan. Those that took part in the games included Kage from Street Fighter V, Guken and Seth from Street Fighter 4, and Sean from Street Fighter 3. The different versions of Ryu, Ken, Sakura, and Akuma also utilized the move. If you look at the manhwas, you can see that Haochuin uses the technique alongside Ryusen or Xinglong. The move is in fact used in other Capcom video games. This is how the Mega Man X video games implement it. In Mega Man X2, X may receive the Shoryuken from a hidden power-up capsule. This is comparable to Mega Man X, the original game, in which X may acquire the Hadouken. Magma Dragoon, a boss in Mega Man X4, uses Shoryuken and other variants of Ryu and Ken's special moves. He seems to have Ken's variant due to his elemental nature. In both Mega Man Extreme and Mega Man Extreme 2, both Mega Man X games for the Game Boy Color, X may obtain the Hadouken and Shoryuken from a secret Dr. Light capsule. In Mega Man X8, Zero can do a freezing version of the Shoryuken, which is a variation of the Hyoyushushu technique he receives from the boss Avalanche Yeti when the K-Knuckle is equipped. While equipped with the ultimate armor, X can use a normal Shoryuken. Both will call out the attack when performed. Players in Monster Hunter Generations have access to the Shoryujiki, or Rising Dragon Attack, Hunter art when using the sword and shield weapon. The hunter begins with a forward slicing strike when triggered, then jumps while thrusting their shield upward. By stating that it is in fact a popular combat technique, the description recognizes the significance of the original maneuver. Neeline, the main character in Remember Me, may employ the Shoryuken as one of her chain strikes. Nick may use the Shoryuken with his Dragon Punch combination weapon in Dead Rising 3. He even exclaims Shoryuken when he executes the maneuver. In Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 4, and Devil May Cry 5, Dante possesses both the Shin Shoryuken and Shinryuken, listed as Real Impact and Rising Dragon, respectively. Ironically, Rising Dragon would be called Shoryu in Japanese. A normal Shoryuken is used if Rising Dragon isn't charged enough. The Laughing Dragon Punch in God Hand is one of the standard attacks Jin may use against flying foes. This attack is nearly identical to the Shoryuken, with the exception that Jin goes straight up when it is used. In Asura's Wrath, Asura attacks both regular and evil Ryu with a technique resembling Shinryuken. Hideo Shimazu from rival schools can perform a technique named Jichiken that is similar to Ryu's Shin Shoryuken, and his Burning Vigor move, Shimazu Ryu Shin Jichiken, is eerily similar to Ryu's Shin Shoryuken. Hinata Wakaba and Chairperson are two more characters from rival schools. Hinata Wakaba received her special technique, Sunrise Punch, from Ken's online martial arts school, and Chairperson learned her assault, Rising Dragon Stance, from Dan's online school. You may find techniques like the Dragon Punch in many games other than those made by Capcom. Like Dragon Ball's Goku with his Dragon Fist, Kazuya Mishima from Tekken with his Dragon Uppercut, and Yago from Killer Instinct with his Tiger Fury are just a few examples of those games and characters. When battling Miliam in Tensei Shirtera Slime Detta Ken, Veldora employs the technique. The main character Kenshiro once employed a soaring uppercut, Hokuto Ujumasho Ha, North Star Flying Merciful Slash, in an episode of the manga/anime series Hokuto no Ken, Fist of the North Star. This could have served as inspiration for the Shoryuken. It's not surprising that there are many versions of the Dragon Punch, since almost all fighting games have an attack that mimics the DP input. The Shoryuken is the fundamental variant, which many fighters have mastered. As experts, they have developed new and distinctive variations of the maneuver. With variations of the move as special moves, super combos, and critical arts, Ken and Akuma stands out as the variant developer. This is due to Ken's training in this idea and his use of the move and Akuma's training of the original art. I've put the variations into the same three categories. The original primary versions, which include special techniques and super moves, are available. Among them is the Go-Shoryuken, a unique move in the first iteration of the Shoryuken. The Metsu Shoryuken, which is a critical art in the latest games, is a super version of the move along with the Masatsu Go-Shoryu. These variants were designed with the intention of murder. There are improved varieties, which are more potent iterations of previous forms. The Shoryurepa, once a super move, but now an X version of the toned-down Shoryuken and is embedded with the element of fire, is one of these. The Shinryuken, a multi-hitting upward spinning Shoryuken integrated with flames, would be another. Then there are the unique versions, where the author alone performs the action. Some of these are special moves like the Shan's Dragon Smash, which uses both fists, and Sakura's Shuoken, which has a run glide to its startup. Another unique technique is the Hadu Shoryuken, which acts as a special move for Ryu and a super move for Ken. Ryu's act as a Shoryuken that launches a Hadouken at the end, and Ken's is gathered energy that is focused into his fist that blasts upward on contact, creating a massive beam of energy going upward into the sky. For the number of variations there is of this technique, I will create videos for each additional variation. Each has a unique explanation, and I'll make sure everyone watching this channel understands it. Keep an eye out for the next move on the list. If you think I missed something, let me know in the comments and I'll look into it, do some research, and make a video with corrections.